Radhika, thanks very much for joining me today.
Hi, David. So good to be here.
So we're here in Berlin today. So you're on a big trip at the moment.
We are, yeah,
You and five of your colleagues from TechMash, of which you're the CEO, are in Europe for how long?
for 2 weeks.
Well, okay. And we're just talking there. You're glad you're here in summertime and not in the depths of winter, I guess.
True, true. It's quite better than the last time. It's quite sunny, so we
Yeah,
enjoy the weather
I
here.
think the last time we met, maybe it was in Dublin in
For going further abroad,
yeah
yeah,
in
in
January. So
January, it's
not the best time
freezing
to visit
cold.
Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you're much more comfortable. Um, You are the CEO of TechMash, based in Hyderabad in India. So for people who don't know, you might just explain a little bit about what TechMash does and their role in the Greenman Group.
Yes. So we are the technology partners of Greenman. So basically, act as heart of the Greenman. So basically, we provide all the technology that's required for all the group companies. So currently, Greenman does have 10 group companies, and we provide all the enterprise and custom solutions for each and every company to start with. And I mean, we started with Greenman, and then now we started working with the other group companies as well.
So you're probably unique in that you're active with all the companies across the group,
Yes, yeah,
whereas some companies only have interaction with maybe one or two
true,
others. So yeah,
true, yeah,
you know what everybody's up to.
yeah,
Yeah.
true, true.
So how many are in the team?
Currently, we are 38 members in the team.
Okay, and based in Hyderabad in India. So, before we talk about the specifics of what you're doing, the different projects you've got going on, and the really positive impact you've had across the group, might talk a little bit about India as a country, and then maybe Hyderabad in particular, which maybe not a lot of people in Europe would be too familiar with Hyderabad, but um, India is a vast country, the biggest population in the world. It's hard for someone like me who comes from Ireland to get my head around just how big it is. But how has the modern India changed from when you were growing up?
Like you said, India is vast. It's chaotic, but also vibrant at the same time. It does hold a lot of different cultures and different traditions. And like you said, it's quite vast. Like it has 1.46 um, billion at the moment, probably growing right now, still growing at
That's
the
changed
moment.
in the
Yeah,
in the
in a
10 seconds
second.
since you said that.
And so it's quite large, but I think, still having lots of different cultures and then lots of different traditions, but still you feel like a bigger family, and it's not easy at all, like, with such a democratic country. And then, like, keeping all of them aside, we are like technology, quite forward technology
Mm,
in place as well. Like you can see the vegetable vendors, like small vegetable vendors on a cart could be
yeah,
selling the vegetables, and then we can do all the payments digitally.
yeah.
So that's how different India is. And so we are from Hyderabad, which is the second largest technology providers throughout the India as well.
So where is Hyderabad located? It's north, south, east, west,
Southern side of the India.
southern side of India.
Yeah.
And did you grow up in Hyderabad?
No, I I'm from a smaller town called Eluru, which is in East Godavari district. So we have like 28 states in India,
Right.
and so Eluru is a small town, so which is the
What's your
population
definition of a small
small
town?
town.
Because it might be different to my definition of a
A
small
small
town.
town will be of like roughly 200,000 people.
Okay, yeah, that's a big Irish city. Yeah, yeah.
So I'm from there. Like when you compare with the population in Hyderabad, so roughly probably population in Hyderabad is right now around 12 million.
Okay,
So that's a quite small town compared
yeah.
to Hyderabad. So I'm from that place. And after my studies, I came to Hyderabad for the first time.
And what was life like growing up? I guess in the 90s, when you were a kid.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite different to how the modern India is right now,
Yeah,
because I came from a smaller town which has lots of traditions and customs, and it's not quite normal to be an educated person back then. Like, because it's cost, like you can like have your education through government in
yeah,
your native language. And there are convents like where if you have to learn English, or if you want to like pursue in a different career, you have to learn which is cost.
Sorry, Catholic
Cost.
convents for, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so have to.
Schools run by nuns, yeah.
Yeah, true, exactly. So that's the convent, and I basically went to a convent
Okay.
and studied there rather than a government school. And so because my mother just wanted to like make sure that I grew up in a better environment and do different to what she was doing
She
back then.
was very much focused on getting an education, you getting a best education you could.
Right, yeah, which is not quite normal in those days. As I
Okay.
said, it's quite cost effective, and then and also because back then, even now, like to an extent, like if you have a girl child, you will have to, even if you have to pay for their studies, and also in order to get her married, you'll still have to like yeah, to pay the dowry and all,
Okay.
which is legally prohibited, but still a common practice
Still
in
a common
India.
practice. 'Cause
In
my
India,
grandparents' generations would have still had dowries in Ireland, but it's not something you hear of so much anymore. But
yeah,
when you were younger, it was common practice, and it's still quite
still
common in
there.
India.
Yeah, it's quite common in there, but it's more of like rather than a pressure in right now. I think it's more of become a tradition, like long-term tradition that, and also kind of status symbol.
Yeah.
But it's getting there. It's getting there. It's a lot better there.
But your mother was very much focused on the investment in your education as the dowry was less important, but she was very much focused on that education, which was
Yes,
unusual.
yeah. She was basically not an educated person,
Mm.
and she had to, like, my father used to do a government job, but it was not enough for the kids to study, and also she used to support by running a, she used to stitch clothes, basically, a
Okay.
small shop, and she used to support the family. So she always wondered, like, maybe she was educated, she could have supported the family better.
Yeah.
So despite of all the relatives telling that why do you have to spend so much on a child education, because you are also struggling to support the family, and then but still she insisted to say that okay, I'll suffer, but still let her study well, because she's interested in studies, and let her study well, and then probably we'll see how it takes on. Is
Yeah.
is is how she was always wanted me to be,
Yeah.
and that's how it all started. Even in all my cousins, I think, who got married at a very early stage, I was still studying.
Okay.
I was trying to reach it
So
out.
your life was
So
going down a different, following a different
yeah,
path, let's
yeah,
say, at that
yeah,
stage.
yeah,
Okay. And were you a motivated student? Did you like studying?
yeah. I very much like to study. Like, I'm not quite great at study, to be say. I just want to be. I mean, I just want my mother to be very happy.
Yeah. You
So
saw how hard she worked and
yeah,
sacrifices made.
yeah. So because she was so hardworking, she used to work for like 14 hours or 16 hours per day
Yeah.
in order to just like make very few. But I just wanted to see her smile. So one of our distant relative, like she used to work back then in a bank, and whenever
Okay.
my mother meet her, like she was very happy, and then I can just sense, like, this is how mother want to be, and then I just want, my single agenda was that, I just want to make my mom happy.
Yeah. That's still the motivator. And is she still with us?
Yes,
Your
yeah,
mother?
but she still does all the stitching and stuff,
Oh.
but there is no pressure on right now.
Yeah.
It's more of a hobby for now for her.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest achievement in my life, to be in that stage, to say that, mom, you can just do whatever you want. There's no pressure on.
She worked hard enough for long enough, and now she
Yeah,
can she can enjoy her retirement years. Let's say
true.
that's a great sense of achievement. So congratulations. Um, you're now the CEO of a business with nearly 40 people in the IT space. But what were the steps along your, I guess, your educational path that got you there?
It's a quite long story, I would say. So as I said, my sole motivation was my mother, that I want to pursue something, and all things will not end well. Like, as straight after my college, the decision was on. Like, when I was just studying, there is a Y2K. Y2K is like, it's a huge issue in 2000s, to say
Now,
that,
for anybody under the age of, I guess, 35, we're going to have to
yeah,
explain what Y2K was. So I'm going to give it in my bad understanding, um, and then you can probably correct me because you're the expert. But Y2K, the Millennium Bug. So everyone was
yeah,
petrified that when the 1st of January 20 or the year 2000 came
2000
in, computers wouldn't know how to handle this new
won't work.
date,
Yeah.
and satellites would fall out of the sky. Same with airplanes,
Yeah.
and all the traffic lights would go off, and there'd be absolute chaos. So
Yeah.
it was a huge deal at the time,
Yes. Yeah.
at the end of the last century,
Yeah.
which is 25 years ago now. So I'm really
Exactly.
aging myself. So yeah,
Exactly. While I was just trying to just about to complete my education, which is the, computer is all new to everybody, and then nobody know what is a computer. Well, to an extent on the northern side of the India, but not in the southern side of the India. Like it's quite new, and so yeah. And then there were rumors like no more computers, everything is crashing,
yeah,
and whatever she's studying will go into vain, and all of that stuff. So it was Y2K era.
yeah.
And we bypassed that and all worked and the logic was found, everything was working fine. And then as I think I
It's
came
hard for
out,
people to realize now what a big worry it was at the
yeah,
time. Yeah.
which is not even a worry at
No,
all.
no.
So straight after, I think I passed out in 2003 when I just came out. After that, Y2K issues and everything, there was a huge recession. There were no jobs.
Mm.
There were no jobs because everything was stalled towards Y2K, and then no of much opportunities. And also with the southern states of like the people from southern state, we don't have much of hold on the language. Like our native language is Telugu.
Telugu.
Telugu,
Telugu.
yeah. So
Okay.
we have like 22 different languages
In
uh,
India.
in
Yeah.
India.
Wow.
In India.
So how many languages do you speak?
I do 4.
4 languages. What? English, obviously.
English, Telugu, Hindi, and I do a bit of Tamil as well.
Okay.
I'm fluent in 3. I wouldn't say fluent in English though, but
So
I do well.
can you? I'll put you on the spot now. Can you say something in Telugu for what?
అందరికీ
What's
నమస్కారం.
hmm?
అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
Okay. What does that mean?
Hello to everyone. నమస్తే.
Namaste.
బర్లిన్లో ఉండడం నాకు చాలా హ్యాపీగా ఉంది. సో ఐఎమ్ వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు బీ ఇన్ హియర్ ఇన్ బర్లిన్.
Okay. What's growing further?
Growing further is still growing further.
Oh, okay. That's easy. I can do that. Very good. I'm not fluent, but I know a little bit of Telugu. Growing further. Okay. Good.
So yeah, so like talking in English is a huge deal back then.
Yeah.
Which is now still, but I think with all the things going on with the tools and AI and everything, it got easier. But back then, like speaking in English is a quiet deal.
Right.
So I came to Hyderabad and
So sorry.
there were no-
Is this you came to Hyderabad post
my studies.
university studies?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
And
I'm
did you study
straight
in
to town to Hyderabad, which is a city.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a quiet shift for me. And
You studied
just-
in your local
Yeah.
town where you grew
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Yeah. It's a
So you
quiet
left the
shift.
family home and then
That's the first time in my entire life I just left my
Okay.
town and then just came on my own to Hyderabad.
it was a big leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so everything is pretty new, and then the culture is different, and the people are different. Everything is so different back.
How far is it from your hometown to Hyderabad?
If we have to go by train, it would take like 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay.
Yeah, there's no flights
Yeah.
between Hyderabad and Eluru back then. Well, there are, but quite costly. Yes.
Yeah.
But still, the travel time would be roughly the same, like 5 to 6 hours at a minimum it would take.
5-6 hours
Yeah,
driving or
by flight.
by flight. Oh, excuse me.
Flight.
Okay. You wouldn't drive it. No.
We wouldn't, but roughly it will take the same time, 6 to
Okay.
7 hours at a minimum.
Okay. So it's not a small trip. It's a big.
Yeah, it's true.
It's a big commitment.
I used to travel every week to my mom
Okay.
when my father passed away, but I'm quite old now that I can't even travel once in 6 months.
Well, you're on a big trip now, so yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
And does your mother live with you now in Hyderabad, or is she?
No,
back
she's in the hometown.
Okay.
She's still in the hometown. She loves to be there. Like most of our elders would love to be in their own hometown
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all lots of people surrounded that they know,
neighbors and
neighbors,
relations
and then relations.
and you still have
everything.
lots of family there.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, yes, lots of relatives in there.
So, when you moved to Hyderabad, what was your first job?
My first job, as I said, there are no jobs or openings in the IT side of the in Hyderabad in 2004. So I joined as a data entry operator plus quality analyst. So we're supposed to read all the lease agreements and of US, like some contract, and then I had to read and then input the
Real estate
name.
lease agreements.
Yeah. For
It's
them,
not the good experience for what came later with Greenman.
Yeah, from 20 years, past
Yeah.
from 20 years, I think it came in, worked well. So I had to enter the data and make sure that, that's my first role. And then I had to move for the quality, like, somebody will input that and then I'll have to check the quality against the data was entered. That's my first job.
And your first time earning decent money.
No,
Mm.
no, it's quite small. At that time, I think probably I remember that the first salary that I got is about 40 euro. 40
€40
euro, yeah,
per week
40 euro roughly per month.
per month. Okay.
Per
Wow.
month. But still, in that 40 euro, I used to like spend 30 euro and then send the 10 euro back to my hometown to my mom.
Wow.
That's how it used to be. Now I can't even save anything,
Yeah,
no matter how much I earn right now.
yeah.
But yeah, those are
Well, you've
good
got two
olden
kids,
days.
which are very expensive. So.
True. So
Yeah.
that's how it used to be. And after 9 months, I shifted to another company and basically started working in quality analyst.
Okay.
That was my first job in the IT side of that.
Okay. Well,
Because with the
you'd studied something related
MSc in computer science.
to computer science.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did
Okay.
masters in the computer science.
And it was this Y2K experience that probably opened your eyes to the fact that this is a big
Yeah,
area to get into, or a big opportunity, I guess.
true, true. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, once the opportunities kicked in, and then I just grabbed in the quality assurance side of that and worked under a big team, but always made sure that I made an impact within the group and that company, in that team.
Okay. And was it around this time you met your husband?
Uh, yes, he's also from the same hometown. We have
Okay.
known each other from long back.
Okay.
Long back enough. So he also did his master's in computers, and we both were searching in Hyderabad for a job in Hyderabad.
Okay.
But I ended up having the first job while he was trying to get one. Um, then I mean that was my first job, and then I just worked there for a year.
And I suppose I want to stick a little bit maybe with your experience in university and your studying, because from talking to you previously, that wasn't your original plan, was to become a teacher, I believe.
True, that was my original plan because I just wanted to get into one job as soon as possible and then start helping my mother. So I did, along with my studies, I did a course in Hindi. Like there are different levels in Hindi where you can just pass and then get into a government job.
So to teach Hindi to secondary
Yeah,
school
yeah.
students was the plan.
That was the very first plan, but I was not eligible to be a teacher with that age. So
You're,
I was like 8 months lesser than the
you're,
opportunity when the posting was opened.
you're too young.
I was too young,
Okay.
too
So
young to
if
be a
you'd been
teacher.
born 9 months
Earlier, I would have been,
earlier, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably I would have been a principal or something in a
Yeah.
university.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And your experience in university, is it very competitive, the university scene?
Yes, they are quite competitive and also expensive, as I said. So I managed to get a loan, government bank loan, for me to study, and also I got a scholarship for my studies, which helped a little bit. And so I
And
used both
there's
of.
an academic scholarship to
Yes,
study.
yeah.
And is that process, is it a difficult process? Is it,
It's
because
based on your
just I think the
previous.
numbers of people in India must be
Yeah,
a limited number of places, and especially to get those supports must be difficult.
true, true. It all based on your academic. I mean, how well you are studying, and also based on your caste. So it's combined evaluation, and then you would get a grant out of that. And as I said, I also got a bank loan.
Okay. So you had to really
Mm,
knuckle down, and good incentive to keep working hard. The caste system is something that's very alien to us here in Europe. So um, you might explain a little bit about that, and just, is it as rigid as it used to be, or can people move through the castes, or how does it work?
We have so many castes and subcastes within India, so probably around 3,000.
Oh wow, that many.
Yeah. So it's basically categorized based on your occupation and also the income levels.
Yeah.
It's not a quite unusual thing that you move across your caste. But now I think with in 2025 it got a lot lesser influence on which caste you belong to. So but back then again it was a huge deal which caste you belongs. Maybe the lower caste would get a higher grant
And
out of
is
that.
it a how to put it, is like a formalized categorization. Would you see it on government forms and university applications, anything like that, or is it a more informal type?
Oh, it's a formal one. Even in the applications that we put up for education or anything, you would put up your
Okay,
caste. But now the change is coming in slowly that, they even education system, pure the educational system, like, they just don't want to collect your caste anymore.
okay, okay.
So we're moving towards that, which is a good change.
And the opportunity, I guess, is huge, huge in India. India is um, one of the really emerging superpowers, I guess,
True.
given the resources that it has. There's a lot of people ambitious to move to higher castes. Is that the mindset of people? Do they want to progress, or is that how people
Uh,
think?
well, not really. You can't really move from one caste to other caste,
Okay,
unless it's a lower level caste and all stuff. But everybody is now
that
leaning
that
towards
middle
it.
class is growing
It's true,
quite a
true.
lot. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we are getting rid of the caste system, but focusing more on the income levels and
yeah.
then be more educated and change your like status basically rather than the caste.
Okay, yeah. Um, so you have an ambitious family background, and you've worked hard, and you start to establish your career in Hyderabad at the same time your husband is trying to
Yeah.
get established in the same kind of area. You were Your parents didn't arrange the marriage between you both. You were more of a love story. Is that
Yeah, it was a love story, all right. But we had waited enough, and then we tried to secure our jobs to make it a arranged marriage. Like both our parents, both sides, they have agreed and then said we are from different castes, by the way.
okay?
So I know it was not again. It's not a normal thing back
It
then.
wasn't it was unusual when you
Yeah,
got married.
yeah,
Okay.
it's quite normal these days now. Like nobody really much care. Like at least there is 60% they don't mind. Getting the girls or getting married to the other caste and all.
Yeah,
But
okay.
there are still issues there. But it's pretty new
Yeah.
back.
And is that different in different parts of India? Is it still a stronger tradition in different parts of the country, or is it
Especially in southern side of the India, this plays a lot. But in general, it's everywhere.
okay?
The mindset is everywhere. As I said, it's slowly everybody's getting used to. It's fine. It's fine. Let them marry, kind of thing.
Thank you for answering all these questions, because it's just interesting from an ignorant European person's point of view. India is
Okay.
such a fascinating country, and I'm really looking forward to going there later this year for my first trip to India, to Hyderabad,
Oh, would be
in
delighted
November.
to
So
have you there.
yeah, I have the date circled in my diary, so I need to get working on that. But I'm really fascinated to go see and experience
Yeah.
something very different. Um, so we were talking about your career and getting established, and the first steps, I guess, along that
Mm,
road in Hyderabad, and life in the big city.
yeah.
So how did you kind of begin working with Irish people?
Well, I was supposed to go to, and my husband got an opportunity in Malaysia. So he was supposed to go and work there with like he was also did masters in the computers, so he was supposed to go and work in Malaysia. He got an opportunity, but he went through an agency. We didn't quite worked, so he had to find his own job
Okay,
in Malaysia, and I was supposed to move there. In like I have applied for my passport and visa. So while I was just waiting for the visa, I started working with one of my friend. Like he wanted me to help them to attain a ISO certification. So ISO is a
okay,
standard
yeah,
certification that you can get for a company to say that you're following all the quality standards.
it's the global standard of
Yeah,
operational
yeah,
efficiency and best practice. Yeah,
true, true. So he asked me whether I could help them, so which is AMWeb at that time. So I started working for them for like a part term. So I said I'll be working only for 3 months and then I'll be gone to Malaysia. It's a plan.
yeah,
So I started, and then, as I said, my husband went to Malaysia, and I started working for this company called AMWeb, which is Ireland based, like Dublin based company.
okay.
So there is an Indian company which is tied to that company, and I used to work there. So it was only for 3 months, supposed to be for 3 months.
So say life is what happens when you're busy making
Yeah,
plans. Excuse me, plans. Yeah.
sure. And suddenly my father fell sick. So we had a brain stroke
Oh
and
wow.
was admitted in a hospital. And unfortunately, my father-in-law also, he had a problem. Like, so they both passed away in a difference of like 15 days.
Oh wow.
So it was a
That must have been a
quite
very
a
tough period.
very, very tough period. And then my husband had to come back because he was not there when his father passed away.
Mm.
He never wanted to go back.
Yeah.
He's like, let's live here and then be with our people rather than just going there and then just missing something to be to that extent where we can't see them anymore. I was okay with it. So I
Yeah.
said, okay. And I mean, I said my mom really worked very, very hard and it's very tough on her.
Absolutely. Yeah.
My father passed away at a very young age, like in 40s,
Oh wow.
45, roughly around that age. So she was like shattered and,
Mm.
she just doesn't have anyone to lean on because I was not settled at all. And I was just still trying to get a proper job. And everything that we have dreamt of, like it was just gone in like 15 days.
Yeah.
So I just want to be with her.
Mm.
My husband want to be with his mom. So we said, okay, let's stay in here and then see, let's face together kind of thing. And we went back to same AM Web and they offered jobs for both of us because I have already worked with them for 3 months.
Okay.
They offered that, we both can work for the same company. Um, the friend who referred me, he has actually shifted to a bigger company.
Okay.
So because they're also like the team was quite small. It's because he left so suddenly, I said because you offered us both of the jobs, I said we'll come up and then take on the challenge. And I said I'll lead the team. I'll just try my best. So that's how I started my management side of the work.
And that was 20 years ago,
That
was
was
it?
20 years
Wow.
ago. So it was quite small team. We always had a smaller team, like around like max of 10. Then it was slowly reduced as well. So I was always managing like 5 or 6 people.
Okay.
So I did that for first 10 years. And like all of the clients were from Dublin. Most of the clients were from Dublin. But
And what was that? Had you ever met Irish people before?
no,
No.
no, not really. Because it was an era where, Indian employees are not quite like, given a priority. So
Yeah.
they were known for their low standards,
All right.
even though it's not.
Yeah.
It's just the language barrier is what I believe
Yeah.
because we can't express ourselves well. So we're always timid to come up and then say, this is right. We'll just work like crazy, but
Yeah.
never want to come up and then, take the credit or give the credit or anything. So that's how it was. I have worked for 10 years. Worked for a lot of smaller clients in Dublin. I was never went on a
What
call.
were your early impressions? It's obviously a big cultural difference, Indian people and Irish people. So,
Mm.
what were your early impressions? And be honest now, but dealing with Irish people, what did you find were the
Well,
main
my
differences? Were?
thoughts for the first 10 years is quite different to the later part of the 10 years of my
Okay.
career because I used to only work for like one or two. I just used to interact like one or two Irish people back then, like in here. And it was
Our
quite
colleague Cormac
challenging.
Smith was one of
Yeah,
the
Cormac Smith
yeah.
was the one working in here. Like he's the one I used to work very closely with him. Um, he never used to take any holidays at all. He never let us to take the holidays as well. But I kind of learned so much because it was a small group and it's quite challenging in terms of adapting the technology. And then like in software process, there are like multiple layers. It's not just coding or anything. It's just lots of stages are involved for any product or a project to be developed.
Yeah.
And it includes designing, it includes the coding, it includes testing, it includes servers and all of that. Because it was such a small team, I learned there were always challenges from Comic. He would always come and challenge us to say, is it right? Are we going the right direction? So it kind of challenging all the time. And so I just used to, which is in a good way. Like now
Mm.
I'm quite confident in terms of what I do because I faced a lot of challenges in the first 10 years to say whether we're going learning in the right direction, adapting the right technology. So that's how it was like quite tough for the first 10 years, as I said. Not much
And
as
how did
a,
your early experience of managing a team? So you're managing quite a large team now, but when you were starting to manage three, four, five people,
yeah,
that's quite a
yeah.
responsibility.
It was quite a shift. Greenman was one of our clients back then also. Like I think we have built their first website, Greenman's first website in 2005.
Yeah.
I still remember working with a few of our colleagues who are here right now.
Yeah.
I was working with them from the past and 20 years ago as well.
Oh, wow. It's good continuity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. We never realized that we are going to work together for this long.
This
But
is only 5 years after Y2K, remember? So everyone is just relieved that the world is still turning after Y2K.
true.
Yeah.
True. So that's yeah, it's a quite a shift. As I said, it was just 5 years, five or six people for the first 10 years, and once I started working with Greenman, from the past 5 years, it has grown to 38 members right now, which is quite a shift. I
Yeah.
have learned so many things throughout the way. I have
Well, we'll come back to that maybe in a second, but
yeah.
because it's the really interesting about part you've gone from dealing with two Irish people, now you're dealing the Greenman Group, and we're in 6 different countries, and I don't know, I think there's over 200 employees in all these different business areas, so the complexity has grown and grown. But I want to maybe talk a little bit about uh, the story of Hyderabad. Is kind of interesting because its population 10, 20 years ago, let's say, wasn't 11 or 12 million. It's
No, it
really
was around like
exploded.
6 million back then,
So it's
and now
doubled in the
it's
space of 20
doubled.
years.
Yeah.
But it's one of the major hubs in India
Oh
for,
yes, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a really center of excellence
For the IT
for IT.
technology, yeah, it is the second largest after Bangalore.
And you kind of alluded to the fact that there would have been a perception 20 years ago that India was the cheap option to set up operations, but maybe the quality wasn't as good. But I think there's a growing or really established, I suppose, awareness of the quality of the work that's done. And every major business, if it's not in IT, if it's not led in technology, if it's not led by a person from India or a second generation person from India, has got a huge operation in India. So it's really the kind of best in class place to operate from. So that perception is,
Absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
that has changed over time, which was just probably ignorance on our part in our side of the world. Um, what is it about Hyderabad that has made it such a large hub for this kind of activity?
Because it has the largest farms and then opportunities within Hyderabad. Like most of the southern side of the people does come here, and most of them does. I mean, do complete their computer science as their best option to be. So you have the huge pool of resources available in Hyderabad, and you have all these global tech giants companies already established in there, like and also the opportunities has held so much because they can hire lots of students straight from the college,
Okay.
so you get a very good resources, and you can easily train them, and they could be very useful compared to the highest paid few of the roles.
Okay.
So
So
it has, and even government also does encourage a lot of startups.
yeah.
So I think right now there are around 2,000 startups
Okay.
compared to like earlier, like they just used to be like 400.
Right.
And
Okay.
also there are huge opportunity for the startups as well.
So a whole, I suppose, environment or ecosystem is built up around it in
Yeah,
Hyderabad, and
yeah,
that attracts people
yeah.
to
There just
come.
used to be cyber towers back then. Now we have T-Hub. There are innovative initiatives from government where anybody can, they'll just provide subsidy and a place for you to start your business. So that's how it's all encouraged. And also you get the attractive competitive prices as well as your salary.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And uh, the process yourself, you're a woman in business. You're a CEO. Is it is that still unusual in India, or are there many women in your position leading businesses
It's
in?
a good question. Well, women right now in India, I think they do get a lot of opportunities compared to back then, but it's still a small number with the mid-level companies. Like, you don't see much of the women-led companies with a 30 or 35 member in a small scale. But probably in our larger corporate companies, women does have a very good
There's a
play.
path there. Okay.
Yes, but with this level of the company, I think it's still quite challenging, because with most of the, if you just look at the stats and all, most of the coders will be like the developers will be men,
Okay.
majority. Um, and for them to take the orders or give the ideas or to get the ideas from the woman is not quite common.
Okay.
It might start with, okay, we know better than her, like
Right.
we just know more than you know because she doesn't code directly, because she can't test directly. And so that's how it will be. But now again, that the things are changing. They will recognize the talent. But again, CEO, being a CEO, woman CEO is not quite easy at this level, is what I would say.
And your mother must be very proud to.
She is, she is. Whenever I talk about something, when I do something, when some project is released, she'll just, her status will be all over. It will be circulated entire town.
Oh, really? And you have two daughters?
Yeah, I
And
do.
what age are they?
My elder one is of 18 years. My younger one is 14 years.
Okay. And do you have similar ambition? Are you as ambitious for them as your mother was for you?
Uh, I mean, yeah, every mother does want them to be quite successful, and for me at least, there is no pressure on to say that they'll have to earn. Well, yes, they have to earn, but with their own terms, not necessarily like be under pressure. And then I just want to be in an environment where they can just, if they want to stop working, they will have to. Is what I hope for.
Yeah. And is the world, them growing up in Hyderabad, is it a much different upbringing than you would have had
Yeah.
in your hometown?
Yeah, it's quite different. They could be quite free spirited, and in town even right now there'd still be customs, and then the way that you wear is still being judged a little, not a huge, but still you're being judged.
The clothing.
The clothing and stuff. So they
Well,
won't.
I was going to say you're wearing a very striking sari today. I feel very, very plain Jane, as I say.
I said India is quite vibrant with lots of colors.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so Hyderabad is like because
Well,
it
in
has
Berlin, everyone wears black all the time, so it's a nice contrast.
true.
So, but your daughters would they wear sari regularly, or would they
No.
prefer more Western kind of clothes?
Yeah, more kind of Western clothes, but at the same time, they would love to have like we have different versions of saris, so
Yeah.
they would still love to have or wear those traditional wear towards the festivals or marriages. They still do that
Okay.
because they'll have lots of jewelry and lots of makeup on,
All the good
So
stuff.
they would enjoy both of that. Probably that's about a little different compared to the city to the town.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
But the day to day is more that those I suppose things are changing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. And your 18-year-old daughter is interested in the family business. She's studying computer science as well.
She's studying the computer science. I would love her to be part of the again work on the computer side of that, but I won't put any pressure on her. It's too early for her to decide what she want to take on.
Yeah.
So maybe after a couple of years, I
18-year-olds
think
don't
she'll
know what way's
yeah
up.
what
Yeah.
what she want to do. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's very quiet. So my younger one is like quite vibrant.
Okay.
So my elder one is quite a perfectionist. I mean perfectionist. She wants
Okay.
everything to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And gets frustrated if they're not.
yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
I'm
how
a
they.
5-year-old like that. So.
My younger one is quite opposite.
Okay.
She does mess up with everything.
But doesn't get upset.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
If she's not writing the exam properly, she's fine.
Yeah.
It's she'll be like, and it's up to the professor who is correcting it.
Yeah.
I don't mind getting less marks, but my elder one is like, quite. I just need to get 100%.
Okay.
Quite
Yeah.
competitive. Well, I'm waiting for them to see how they're going to shape up.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. But yeah, it's just interesting the contrast how quickly things
Yeah,
change, and the pace of change everywhere is crazy the last 20 years.
yeah,
Um, India is no different to any other country. The lives of young people are quite different. So it's interesting to see what kind of jobs they're going to have because the impact of AI coming into our world.
true.
I just saw this morning in the news about an engineer was trying to shut down an AI program, and the AI program was like, "No, that's not happening," and then started to threaten the engineer. So that's happening already.
Yeah,
What's the world going to be like in 5, 10, 15 years time, and particularly what's the working world is like? So it's a meaty topic. It's a big topic. Do you have
true.
any?
AI.
How has AI, I guess, impacted the work that that you're doing. I know we see Copilot a lot and the stuff we're using
Mhm.
in Greenman
Yeah.
from Microsoft. How useful has that been, and how useful will it be? And then maybe talk maybe in general about your
Yeah.
thoughts on AI and where it's going to lead us.
Yeah, AI is a big topic, like you said. Everybody started talking about AI. Oh, that it's doing that or this, or I see that as a more of an empowerment tool. For example, you just use everybody does use Google, and now if you just do the same search in ChatGPT,
Mm.
you get a more summarized result. So it's going
Yeah,
to empower you in terms of what you're looking for, rather than looking up to lots of results. So it's more of like if you're just doing your data, I don't see that as a threat to the jobs.
yeah,
Well, to an extent, but if you're trying to do only your recurring tasks, if you just not trying to upskill yourself, so that is where your job is going to be threat. It's not because of AI,
yeah.
it's just because you're not upskilling. So as you said, I think with TechMash, we are just taking the AI as an empowering tool, and which is going to empower Total Greenman as well. Like you said, we're already using with Microsoft 365, and as a sales tool. Like, I mean, not exactly in the
Mm.
sales, but which is empowering the sales team within Greenman, where they can take better decisions. They have a guideline whom to call, whom to contact, on which date, and what is the summary. As you said, Copilot give all the summary on what happened with that customer earlier, like when they last talked to, and then what is their information about, so that they don't really have to go with
They,
referring to multiple files.
they have to dig too deep to get this
Yeah, it's
important
information. So
information.
it's just on a open of a page at a click of a button. So that's how I mean, Microsoft and all these companies are investing huge in AI.
Mm.
And as we are already using all these enterprise solutions, we are always empowered, and then it's just how we are going to adapt it within your domain,
Yeah,
because Greenman has such a large number of various investments, or sorry, various group companies, and
yeah.
who are into energy, who are into data, who are into designing, and we have this technology empowered to do a lot of things with AI in all these group companies.
And is it difficult for you leading a team and your colleagues to stay on top of what the developments as they happen, because it's things are growing and developing
Yeah.
so quickly. The
I,
capabilities
yeah. Yeah,
are
I
so
used to
strong.
be like worried a lot back then based on the technology. Like, there are so many technologies out there as well. There's .NET, there is AngularJS, there's Microsoft Dynamics 365, there is Salesforce. So there is
How
a
do I know we're
time.
using the best one? And yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, there is never a best one. Like, you
Mm.
just need to adapt something, and then you keep upskilling in that area. Like I said, Microsoft Dynamics 365, you're sticking with that, and then closely follow on what's being released with Microsoft, what's happening within AI related to the Microsoft. Same with the custom solutions as well. We are not only stuck with enterprise solutions like Dynamics 365. We also have capabilities where we can create our custom applications as well, and create our own agent AIs and all of that stuff. That's why, as I said, we're not
So an
worried.
own agent AI is where you've
We can create our own agent, like, you
okay.
can create your own little person or virtual assistant, where you can get a lot of information from Greenman,
Yeah,
provided with the security and everything added on top of that.
yeah. So that's I suppose the short to medium term capabilities. But do
Yeah.
you have an insight into to where it might be leading us? So let's say when your daughter is in the working world, what's that world going to look like for a business like TechMash, for example?
Or maybe they can just develop a lot of AIs with a industry vertical related AI ones. For example, maybe real estate, they can probably create a very nice agent where it can pull the information across the internet out there, and then just give them more insights for Greenman.
Yeah.
And it is all quite possible.
So that coaching of those agents and the
Yes.
building of those
Yeah.
agents is the immediate priority.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Um, touch on the fact that you were started off 20 years ago talking to two Irish people probably, and now you're dealing with Ireland, France, Luxembourg,
Yeah.
Germany,
Yeah.
obviously. Am I missing one? Poland.
Poland here.
Yeah, yeah. How you've it didn't happen overnight, but gradually the complexity of the communications has kind of has kind of deepened, I suppose. How have you found that process, and I think this is your third visit to Europe, is it, or fourth?
Fourth visit.
Fourth visit. Um, how have you? Do you enjoy going to Europe and meeting these people in person, or what are your impressions with dealing with that? I suppose much larger group.
True. I mean, yes, it's always new whenever I come here. I think I'm quite comfortable now when compared to like 6 years ago when I first visited to Dublin, which was my first flight in my life.
Wow.
Straight away, I just boarded into a flight, international flight, where I don't even know how to
You
tie
didn't
a
start off a little 1 hour internal flight, no.
where I didn't even know how to, tie that belt. I was so nervous to, tie the belt and
So that
go
was
to,
2019, just
yes,
prior to the
for the first
pandemic.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first time
I
that I
said to you
ever came
before,
out.
oh, you came through 2, 3 years ago, was it? No, that was six
No, that
years
was
ago.
six
That's
years
how
ago.
quickly time goes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a 6 years ago. And then, yeah, I mean, it makes a huge difference if you actually meet the people and we came a long way from where we didn't wanted to disclose ourselves, you know, to
What,
the
what do you mean
front.
by that? Disclose yourself.
As in, as I said, back then, if you're hiring or having employees from India is not a like good thing for the companies in here. Probably not like a good thing, but it's probably dealt as a having a poor standard or something like that. But now there is a quite shift in terms of where we can just reveal our identity to be on the forefront of a business and say these are our capabilities, and then we can do more than what's possible in there. So yeah, I met our colleagues, and then so there is um, I think in Irish, especially, I never felt like it's new because it's so welcomed, like we were welcomed like a within part of the family. And also because I have been working with Greenman from so long, I
Yeah.
never felt like it's quite new. But working or coming to Germany is a completely different experience. I
So
think,
you're here for 2 weeks. There's
yeah.
6 of the team here. Who else is with you at the moment?
My other colleagues. So I also have a technology partner called Array Platform Solutions. So he also joined us, and I have my other colleagues who are into QA and development and also management. They are with me.
So
So
you're doing a week in Berlin, and next week you go
in
to
Paris.
Paris. Very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Two of the big cities in Europe,
Yes.
and it's exciting, a long trip, an exciting one,
Yeah.
hopefully. And have you had a good week so far?
Yes. Quite productive and quite an exciting projects that we are going to start working on and then going to make progress on. So as I said, we do put technology in the forefront, and then we are working closely with lots of other group companies. And so with Common Edify, we are trying to build a very cool product related to the data, and we are trying to collect the information from IoT devices, which is quite challenging and
Okay.
also like fascinating, imagining to collect all the amount of data and then
I've
we
talked to Carmen before about the glamour of their job, crawling around dark,
yeah,
cobwebbed corridors, looking for the right place to put
yeah,
sensors that will talk to a dashboard or
exactly,
feed into a dashboard that you guys are
exactly,
designing.
yeah, which is not quite common. I think we are quite technology forward to make use of all the data. I mean, I think data is the key factor for your success going forward. And with Greenman, and we have a lot of information available to draw a lot of statistics, which can be used in different areas. So that's just one use case, and then we can move towards the creating a smart building where you can actually
Mm.
use the technology to automatically control the temperature based on the inflow within the center. Like
Yeah.
if you just you can automatically shut down probably at some point we can be notified or automatically repair the inbuilt, the ACs or anything. It is all possible.
And you talked about building Greenman's first ever website, but
Yeah.
what are some of the kind of career highlights you've had in the kind of 20 years since that you've been kind of most proud of?
We built the most successful broker portal for Greenman, which till date we still believe that has changed the shape of the Greenman.
Mm.
And that was the start. We never thought that it's actually making a huge impact in here. So for us, it's just a project where we
Yeah.
never realized that it's actually impacting the businesses over here.
Oh,
But
hugely, yeah.
yeah, but that was only the start. Um,
And that has allowed, I suppose, the financial advisors whose clients have invested their monies with us to manage to get real time information on how that fund, how that investment is
Performing. Yeah.
performing, and get access at the fingertips, which doesn't sound like it sounds like it should be a standard thing, but it's not really at all in the industry. So
Yeah.
it's a really powerful tool and a big advantage that that Greenman has in the market.
Yeah, we did not even stop there. Like, as I said, broker portal was only the start. Now we are at a stage we are building the apps, like in an open app we are building so that even like now the fund has been moved from open-ended fund.
Mm.
So now we are creating these apps, mobile apps, where anybody can invest easily enough on a click of a button.
Which is the expectation of the new generation
Yes,
of
exactly, which
investors
could
to get
align.
that. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
they need to have that access in their pocket.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we are creating mobile apps for the fund, and also we are creating mobile apps for Greenman Energy, which is called Spark, where they can actually automatically start and stop the charging from their mobile app. Again, they can make the payments and everything can be done through the mobile. So that's for other colleagues, Greenman Energy. That's the other project that we are working on. As I said, 85, we are already working with them. And we also started working on a really cool project related to the real estate team, where we are trying to help them, like where they can easily manage the buildings,
Yeah.
really digitalize the total process is also another cool project that we are working on.
And Globe is a really big project you have at the moment, which
Yes,
is across the
yeah.
entire group.
It's quite a shift, like, Globe, with whatever work we have done in terms of broker portal, and then but we realized that not all group companies are aligned in the platform. So now we are launching as a Globe CRM as our platform, like Greenman platform, where all the group companies are aligned and given a direction on how they are going to use. So we are also adding an additional add-on products to the Globe CRM, Estate Globe. It's called Estate Globe, our
Okay.
platform. And we are adding all these products where you can actually manage all the information related to the account contacts into the Globe CRM, and all your investment related work is categorized into Globe Investment. And we have Globe Marketing, where all the group companies can easily do the marketing through this add-on.
And this is a spoke system that you're building for the Greenman Group that everyone can access, and really we have, I suppose, 10 or 11 different
Mm,
companies doing quite
different things,
different
yeah.
things, but
But
to
now,
keep that sense of a
exactly,
unified
yeah,
one kind of unit
yeah.
of a group is very important work. Do you see much applicability for that outside of the Greenman Group, something that you can commercialize and sell?
Absolutely. Like, and if there is any business similar to Greenman, they can definitely adapt this and can make use of all the features easily enough.
Very interesting. And talk to me a little bit about Tech Bash,
Uh,
and Tech Bash 2.0. So what does that mean, or what is it?
we have conducted a huge event last year. Sorry, it's called Tech Bash 1.0, where we tried to showcase, and then we enabled all the, like, instead of me presenting or doing anything, it's my team who has actually led that event. So it's more of discussing the capabilities and what we have done with Greenman so far, and it's a recap of what we have done for last 10 years, and it gave us insights of what we can do, like, in the next. So TechBoys 2.0 is all about, like, what other cool things that we are going to do for the next 10 years. And as part of E2I, everything to India. So Greenman has big plans that, they can actually launch few things, or few of the group work to India is a concept. And I think this TechBoys 2.0 is really going to help us in terms of understanding group's vision and also align the TechMatch capabilities. So is the idea. So we are expecting a lot of you guys to come over to India
So
in
I need to
November.
book my tickets, but I'll be there.
Yeah, yeah,
I think that everything to India is a really important
true.
pillar of the Greenman Group's strategy. I mean, it's not just, having a presence in
Yeah,
India, but it's, every service that we provide
yeah,
anywhere should be provided in India. And it's a huge and really exciting opportunity that we see, and I think it's going to be a really important part of
strategy.
how
Yeah,
we the strategy going forward. So it's
true.
really
As I
important.
said, India has large amount of resources, and it has abundance in knowledge. So everything, I'm looking forward to, like, what our next 10 years is going to be.
So this is the 20-year anniversary of Green Man is this year. So
Yeah.
where would you like to, and we're not just looking back to celebrate that, but we're looking forward. So for the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? Do you have ambitions for TechMash, or do you have goals in mind that you'd like to see medium to long term?
TechMatch is 10 years now, which is half of the Greenman right now.
It's a
So,
nice
yeah.
synchronicity.
um, well, we want to adapt to AI and empower Greenman for sure, which we're going to do. And also, I think we are going to launch our tech platform to be more commercialized over the time as well. Use it internally, and because we have lots of use cases. And I still want to have this safe place for my employees where they can actually see what's happening within Greenman. And so I would continue to be the backbone of the Greenman.
Well, I can't wait to keep working with you for the next 10 years, Radhika. It's been
Definitely.
an absolute pleasure, and thank you so much for taking the time to come on this big trip. And I know you've got a busy schedule, so thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thanks so much, David. It's a pleasure to be here.